Question for you. Have you ever sent a dispute letter to the credit bureau? If the answer is yes, you definitely want to continue watching this video. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you my 4-step dispute letter system that will help you get better results when it comes to disputing inaccurate information. But before we can get started with this new system, what I need you to do right now is click on the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and click on the all icon so you can get all of my notifications every single time I produce a new video. Are you ready? Let's get into it. All right, so the first step in my dispute letter system is that you have to get a copy of your credit report. Now, in this demonstration, I'm using Smart Credit Report because I like the way they have their layout. Now, if you want a copy of your Smart Credit Report, I did put a link in the bottom of the description so you can click that link and get your Smart Credit Report. Now, the first thing we need to do once we get our Smart Credit Report, we need to analyze our credit report for inaccurate information. Now, as you can see on the screen, what I'm about to show you right now is I've looked at and I found one account that has about 5 different line items that has inaccurate information in that particular line item. And that's what we're gonna use for my 4-part dispute system. Now, we're gonna work on one account only. And inside that account, it has 5 issues inside of that account. Now, as you can see right now on the screen, I'm showing you the 5 different issues inside of this particular account on the Smart Credit Report. Now, what we're gonna do is once we find our inaccurate information, we're gonna take that information and we're gonna copy it and we're gonna move it to our first initial dispute letter. And I'm gonna explain to you how to use that first initial dispute letter because that is the first dispute letter that we're sending out in my 4-step dispute letter system. All right, letter 1. Now, when you're sending out your first dispute round to the credit bureaus, we're gonna use letter 1. Now, in letter 1, what you're doing is you're pretty much taking all of the inaccurate information from the credit report and you putting it in letter 1. And in letter 1, you're just telling the credit bureau, hey, look, I looked at my credit report and I found some inaccurate information on my credit report. And I want you guys to investigate this information. Now, as you can see in letter 1, I've detailed exactly what you should say to the credit bureaus. I even put all of the inaccurate information right there in the middle of the letter, as you can see. And if you move to the bottom of the letter, you will see a section in red. Now, that section in red is pretty much telling the credit bureau exactly what you want them to do. Now, this is very, very important when you're disputing any inaccurate information on your credit report. You always want to start with the first dispute letter in the 4-part dispute letter system. Now, once you send out this dispute letter, you have to wait 30 days before the credit bureau responds back to you. So you want to give them 3 to 4 days for the mail to get to them and 3 to 4 days for the mail to come back to you. Now, once you get this letter back, I'm going to show you the second letter in the 4-step dispute system to send to the credit bureaus if they failed to remove inaccurate information from your credit report. Letter 2. Now let's talk about letter 2. Now in letter 2, you send this letter out when you get letter 1 back, when you get a response back from the credit bureaus, right? And that response is typically going to be that we verified all of the information that you said in your initial letter. So in letter 2, you want to send out what we call a method of verification letter. Now this letter is asking the credit bureaus to verify how they verified the information on the initial dispute that you sent out. So you're asking the credit bureau, please provide me with your procedures, your methods, your procedures on how you verified the information that I disputed. And as you can see in the letter right in front of you, it's a pretty detailed letter asking the credit bureau for this information. Now, in this particular letter, I also re-include the same accounts that I disputed in the first letter. So I want to remind the credit bureaus, like, look, you didn't do a proper investigation, so I am re-adding the information back into the letter so you guys can reinvestigate. Now, if you move down the letter and you're gonna see at the very bottom of the letter, it's a red section. Now in that section, that's a key point because that is telling the credit bureau exactly what you're asking for. How did you verify this information? Now this is very important because the credit bureaus only have 15 days to provide you with a description on how they verified your disputes with the creditors. Now, after you send that letter, if the inaccurate items are still not deleted from your account, we're gonna work on the very last letter, which is the third letter, letter 3. Now in letter 3, you normally send letter 3 when the credit bureaus continually fail to remove inaccurate information from your credit report or fix the inaccurate information on your credit report. Now this is where letter 3 comes in. Now I want you to take a look at letter 3. Now in letter 3, I re-include the same exact information that I'm disputing in letter 3. Okay, as you can see, I didn't change anything because the credit bureau they're still verifying the same stuff. How can they verify this when it's clearly inaccurate on the credit report, right? So in letter 3, this is what you do differently in letter 3 in the 4-part dispute system. In letter 3, as you move down towards the bottom, take a look at the bottom and take a look what I'm saying in red. What I'm saying in red is that I've already reached out to the creditor because see, in letter 2, the credit bureau is telling you how they investigated, right? They're also saying, look, you need to reach out to the creditor because the creditor are the ones who verify the account. So you need to contact them. So in letter 3, you're telling the credit bureau that, hey, look, you told me to reach out to the creditor and I reached out to the creditor, but the creditor could not provide sufficient proof to substantiate their claims of their reporting. So if the credit bureau can't prove that they're reporting 100% accurate, then hey, credit bureau, you need to delete the information. Now, if you take a look again very closely at the red section of this particular letter, it pretty much says that. Now, this is very important because before you send letter 3 to the credit bureau, you want to reach out to the creditor and ask them to verify or provide you with proof of their reporting to the credit bureau. Now, here's one more thing you can do. You can highlight and you can print out the section of your smart credit report and highlight the area where it's showing inaccurate information, and you can attach that with letter 3 and you can send that off to the credit bureau with letter 3. Now this is a very 4-step powerful dispute letter system that I use. I used it when I had bad credit and when I was working on my own and I fixed my own credit. I also used it when I ran a credit restoration company helping consumers improve their credit score. So all I'm asking you right now is that what kind of system do you have? Like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing to better yourself when it comes to disputing or sending dispute letters to the credit bureau? I would love to hear exactly what you're doing. Do you have a method? Do you have a system? Is it a way that you're sending letters to the credit bureau to help you remove inaccurate information so you can become worthy again? Please do comment right below because I would love to hear your method and your system. Quick question. Have you ever thought about taking your current skill set that you have, improving credit, to help others improve their credit score? If the answer is yes, why not start a credit restoration business part-time or full-time? And here's the reason why. When starting a credit restoration business, it's a low startup cost, a low learning curve. You can work anywhere you want in the world, and you can set your own schedule. And lastly, you can finally be your own boss. It's a very rewarding career to be in because you help others improve their credit score, and you can also be your own boss at the same time. Now, the reason why I'm saying that because I put together a step-by-step free training course on how to start your own credit restoration business. And I want to give that to you for absolutely free. Don't waste your skill set. You've trained, you've learned a lot about improving the credit score. Why not be your own boss? Why not travel when you want? Why not, do the things you want using your skill set? There's 100 million people out there right now who needs your help. Click the link below to get your free step-by-step training on how to start and run your own successful credit restoration business.